स्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. Welcome to the course on experiencing Adishankaracharya by understanding the meanings of Ashtottarashatanamavali of Shankara Bhagavad-pada. In the previous two classes, we studied about 40 names and their meanings. So we will just go through the names once, all the 40 names that we have studied in the previous two classes. Shri Shankaracharyavaryaya namaha, Brahmananda Pradayakaya namaha, Brahmajnana Pradayakaya namaha, Ajnana Timiraadityaya namaha, Sujnanam Buddhi Chandramase namaha, Varnashrama Pratishthatre namaha, Srimate namaha, Mukti Pradayakaya namaha, Shishyopadesha-nirataya namaha, Bhakta-bhishta-pradayakaya namaha, Sukshma-tattva-rahasyajnaya namaha, Karya-karya-prabodhakaya namaha, Jnana-mudranchitakaraya namaha, Shishya-hrittapaharakaya namaha, Parivrajashramordhatre namaha, Parivrajyashramordhatre namaha, Sarvatantra Swatantra Dhiye namaha, Advaita Sthapanacharya namaha, Sakshat Shankara Rupa Dhrute namaha, Sakshat Shankara Rupa Bhrute namaha, Shanmata Sthapanacharya namaha, Trayi Marga Prakashakaya namaha, Veda Vedanta Tattvajnaya namaha, Durvadimata Khandanaya namaha, Vairagya-nirataya namaha, Shantaya namaha, Samsararnavatarakaya namaha, Prasannavadanambhojaya namaha, Paramartha-prakashakaya namaha, Purana-smritisarajnaya namaha, Nityatriptaya namaha, Mahate namaha, Shuchaye namaha, Nityanandaya namaha, Niratankaya namaha, Nissangaya namaha, Nirmalatmakaya namaha, Nirmamaya namaha, Nirahankaraya namaha, Vishwavandya Padambujaya namaha, Tattva-pradhanaya namaha, Sadbhavaya namaha, Sankhyatita Gunojjalaya namaha. Till here we have studied 40 names. Anaghaya namaha, one who is free from sins, by whose grace sins are removed for the devotees. Sara Hridayaya namaha. Now this word Sara has got lot of meanings by which we can get the meaning of this nama. Sara Hridayaya namaha. Sara, what is the meaning of the word Sara? Sara means firm, firmness. Hridaya, all of us know, heart. Now, Sara also means essence. Hridaya can mean Vedanta. Hridaya of the Vedas is Vedanta. The essence of Vedanta is Brahmagyan or Brahman. So, obeisance to Shankaracharya, whose heart is dwelling on the essence of Vedanta, which is Brahman. Sare Hridayaha Yasya. One whose mind is in Sara. This is one of the meanings. The second meaning is Sara also means firmness. Hridaya refers to the principles. One who whose principles are not at all affected by any obstacles, whose principles are always firm. Sara Hridayaya Namaha. The third meaning of Sara is butter. Hayyangavina Hridayaha. Hayyangavina means butter. Sara also means butter. Because butter is something which comes out after a lot of churning. You get butter. So Saraha Iva Hridayaha Yasya. His heart melts like butter. When he sees the bhakti of the bhaktas, or when he himself is in bhakti in front of the devatas. Example, in Tiruchendur, Shankaracharya during his journey, he visits Tiruchendur. When he sees Lord Muruga, Lord Subramanya there, his heart melts like butter. He composes very beautiful shlokas. Vishaleshu karnanta dirgheshvajasram dayasyandishu dwadasasvikshaneshu mayishat katakshaha sakritpatitaschet bhavette dayashilakana mahanihi. These are the kind of shlokas he recites with bhakti on seeing Lord Subramanya. Same thing applies when he goes to other places also. So his heart melts like butter. That is another meaning of Sara Hridayaya Namaha. So we have three meanings of Sara Hridayaya Namaha. The next meaning is Sudhiye Namaha. Sudhi, Dhi means Buddhi. Buddhir Manisha, Rishana. Dhif Prajna Shemushi Matihi. Dhihi Buddhihi. Sushtu Dhihi Yasya Saha. One whose intellect is very auspicious, very sharp, very discerning. Because if you have to do Vada with different philosophies and establish your Vada, establish your philosophy with that philosophy, which is the correct philosophy of the Vedas, as per Shankaracharya, you need to have a extraordinary intellect. Sushtu Dihi Asya Saha. And that intellect, extraordinary intellect, is not kapata. It is auspicious. It is truth. It is very truthful in nature. So, Sushtu Dihi Asya Saha, Sudhihi, Sudhiye Namaha. Anantaram, Shobhana Dhihi Yena Saha. Suppose we worship Shankaracharya. Our intellect also becomes very sharp. Our intellect also is engaged in a dharmic path. And our intellect also becomes Shobhana Dhihi. That is the power of this Nama. Sudhiye Namaha. Saraswata Pradaya Namaha. Saraswata Pradaya Namaha. Pradaya Namaha. One who gives. Dadati iti. Pradadati iti. Pradaha. Kasya Pradata. Saraswatasya Pradata. Saraswatan Nama Kim. What is this Saraswata? Saraswata is Saraswatehe Ayam. Saraswati, that which belongs to Saraswati. Now, what belongs to Saraswati? Knowledge. So, one who bestows Saras knowledge is called as Saraswata Pradaha. One who gives knowledge is Saraswata Pradaha. This is the first meaning. Now, the Vedas what was the purpose of Shankara Avatara? Is to give the Vedas its actual position. So there were a lot of other traditions which had dispositioned the Vedic meanings, which had displayed the Vedic meanings. So it was Shankara's duty to explain the Vaidika Dharma. The actual meaning of the Vaidika Dharma. The actual meaning of Vaidika Dharma, which is Advaita according to Shankaracharya, which is karma and jnana. This was re-established by Shankaracharya. So, one who bestowed the actual meaning to the Vedas, Saraswataya, Tatra Saraswate api yeshaha eva pradata. He restored the actual meaning to the Vedas itself by propounding Advaita philosophy. Vaktaram asadya yameva nitya saraswati swartha samanvitasit. This is a statement found in Sankshepa Shariraka, a grantha called Sankshepa Shariraka. What does this grantha say? Sankshepa Shariraka. It says the eternal Vak, Saraswati, had her actual meaning, which is Advaita, restored to her by Bhagavad Pada. So, Saraswata Pradaya Namaha, obeisance to Shankaracharya, who bestowed the actual meaning to the Vedas, Sanatana Dharma. Satyatmane Namaha. Satyatmane Namaha. Satya. What is this Satya? Satya is that which does not lose its form in the past, present, and future. Anything which is always the same in past, present, and future is Satya. So our Acharya, our Acharya's Atma resides always in Sat. Sat means the eternal reality, Jnana. So with this, we understand that he is a Satyatma. The Atma, which is inseparable from the Paramatma, is always in union with the Satya, which is the Brahman. Sat tat sat sat cha sat chatyaccha bhavat. In Veda we have a statement, sat chatyaccha bhavat. Satyameva atma yasya saha. Satyatma. Satyatmane namaha. Punyashilaya namaha. Punyashilaya namaha. Obeisance to Shankaracharya, who is endowed with noble, meritorious conduct. Punya, who always does karya, which result in punya. So this is a very easy meaning. Punyam Shilam Yasya Saha. The other meaning is Punyameva Shilam Yasya. See, Acharya does not know how to do papa because he is out of sin. Whose very nature is punya. His conduct is always is towards punya. The other meaning is one who analyzes the merits of various punyas and practices the essence of these punyas. That is the nature of our Acharya. Now, Punya Shilaya Namaha. Very, very, very good Nama. Sankhya Yoga Vichakshanaya Namaha. Obeisance to Shankaracharya, who is well versed in Sankhya and Yoga. Who is well versed in Sankhya and Yoga. What is this Sankhya and what is this Yoga? Now, this Sankhya system of philosophy was propounded by Maharshi Kapila. It enumerates the 25 tattvas, including the Purusha and Prakriti. Yoga is a system of philosophy which includes the Ashtanga Yoga, Vyoma-samskrta pranayama dharana dhyana samadhi. These are the Ashtanga Yoga: Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. So, why do we require these two? This is a very important point. Sankhya Yoga Vichakshanaya Namaha. Why Sankhya and Yoga is required? Because when you understand Sankhya and Yoga very well, and from that angle, if you start seeing Advaita, you will appreciate that Advaita is taking you to the next level of spirituality. Ekam Sankhyam Yogam cha yah pashyati sa pashyati. The knowledge of Advaita, which is obtained after you understand Sankhya and Yoga, is significantly enriching. Sankhyancha yogancha tayoho vichakshanaha Sankhya Yoga vichakshanaha Shankaracharyaha. Chakshanaha Shankaracharya. Sankhya Yoga Vichakshanaya Namaha. Taporashaye Namaha. What is this tapas? In Ramayana, the shloka starts with tapasvadhyaya niratam tapasvi vagvidamvaram. Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana starts with the word tapaha. Tapaha in general means penance. But in the commentaries they have given, the study of Vedas is called tapas. Study of Vedas is tapas. Ritual charity is tapas. Yajna is tapas. Dhanam is tapas. Dhanam tapaha. Yajnam tapaha. Tadhi tapas. Tadhi tapaha. Consuming food. Manasascha indriyanamcha aikagryam param tapaha. Sorry. Bringing sense organs and mind in line is a great tapas. Hitam hitamita medhyasharam tapaha. Consuming food which is agreeable to the body, which is very limited, which is of high good quality, which is pure, is tapas. Like this, for tapas we have innumerable meanings. Our Acharya is verily the abode of all these various forms of tapas. This tapa dhatu also has got one more meaning called tapa alochane. Tapa alochane. So their alochane, to think. So one who is the abode of different forms of knowledge. Tapaha is jnana, one who is an abode of jnana. Taporashaye namaha. Tapasaha rashihi taporashi. Mahatejase namaha. Mahatejase namaha. What is this tejas? Whenever we see a brahmachari who is doing Gayatri, we tell him he is Mahatejasvi. What is this tejas? It refers to the supreme brilliance seen on the face. Tejas refers to the power. So it is a power whereby others cannot defeat or disgrace that person. How does tejas come? From the previous nama, tapas. If you do tapas, it will result in tejas. The brilliance. Mahatejase namaha. Our Acharya is Mahatejasvi. If you see his photograph, which is a painting, you can see what kind of a Tejasvi is he. You put it in a meditating room and start meditating on our Acharya. You will also gain that brilliance in you. Mahatejase namaha. Gunatraya vibhagavide namaha. Our Acharya possessed the knowledge relating to the classification of the gunas. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Why we should know this classification clearly? Because one has to cross these three gunas and become a gunatita. This is told in the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. To become one with Brahman, you have to be a gunatita. You should not get stuck with even sattva guna. From outside, if you see Acharya, you will feel that okay, he is endowed with all sattva gunas. But ideally speaking, to be in one with Brahman, we have to be a gunatita. So, for that we need to know what is sattva, what is rajas, and what is tamas. Gunatraya vibhagavide namaha. Tattvavittu mahabaho guna karma vibhagayoho. That is what Gita Acharya says. He is a tattvavit who knows the classification of gunas and karma. So our Acharya was a great person. He wanted others to know it. Gunatraya vibhagavide namaha. Kalighnaya namaha. Kalim hanti iti kalignaha. Kalighnaya namaha. What is this Kali? Kali Yuga, we say no? Kali Yuga. We are in the Kali Yuga. What is the meaning of we are in Kali Yuga? This is a extraordinary Yuga where you have anger, quarrel, lot of things. For example, when Kali Purusha is there, when Kali Purusha's influence is there in Kali Yuga, people say that dharma reduces, satya reduces, shuchi, purity reduces, compassion, daya reduces. The ayur, balam reduce, the ayuhu, lifespan reduces. Balam, strength reduces. Smriti, the memory power reduces. So many things, all the good things they will reduce. All the auspicious things they will reduce. So, what does our Acharya do? If somebody comes and takes refuge in him, he destroys the sinful effects of Kali Yuga. How does he do that? Kalau kalmasha chittanam papadravyopajivinam gatih kriya vihinanam vidhi kriya vihinanam gatir govinda kirtanam. Govinda kirtanam is what we are supposed to do in Kali Yuga. Remembering the name of Bhagavan, the God, In Bhaja Govindam also, our Acharya says, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. So, Kalighnaya Namaha. In various ways, he tries to destroy the sinful effects of Kali Yuga and the Kali Purusha by his slokas, by his teachings, so that we recite the name of Govinda and we all cross the ocean of samsara. Kalighnaya Namaha, very important name. Kala Karmajnaya Namaha, Kala Dharmajnaya Namaha, two pathas. Kala Karmajnaya Namaha. Kala Karma Yaha Janati, Saha Kala Karmajnaya. Kala Dharmam Yaha Janati, Saha Kala Dharmajnaya. Kalochitam Karma, Kalochitam Dharmam Yaha Janati. He who understands what dharma is to be done at what time, what karma has to be done at what time. Pata Beda here, Kala Karmajnaya Namaha, Kala Dharmajnaya. What is this Kala? It is the past, present, and future. That is what we know of. This Kala manifests in the form of Rutus, and it represents the passage of time in our life. We have a childhood period, we have a youth period, Balye Vayasi, Kaumara, Yauvana, Jara, old age. All these things we are having. It all represents what? Kala. Kala Kridati Gachatyayu. That is what Bhajagovindam says. Veda says, Yatha Masa Aharjaram Kevam Mam Brahmacharinaha. Yatha Masa Aharjaram. Masaha Ahaha Jara. Etat Sarvam Kalasya Dyotakaha. Time. We should be aware of our time. We should be aware at what time we should do what kind of dharma. For example, if you have a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse, what should we do? You should pray to Bhagavan. Increase the japas in the day so that it becomes multifold. It gives multiple benefits. Extraordinary benefits. Kala Dharmajnaya Namaha. He who knew the effect of Kala. Tamo Guna Nivarakaya Namaha. He is Acharya, obeisance to Shankaracharya, who expels all the tamoguna from our minds. Expels means he removes completely. Tamoguna makes a person negligent, sluggishness, sleepy, etc. Now, tamoguna is only a upalakshana. If he removes tamoguna means he will remove rajoguna also, which means he will make you to go in the path of sattva. Slowly after sattva, he will make you a gunatita, and then he will unite you with Brahman. This is the thing that is being told in this nama. The Acharya removes the tamas for all those who seek refuge in him. How does he do it? By Jnanopadesha. He expels them. He expels the tamas and the rajas. But how does he do it? He gives them Jnanopadesha. He teaches them the knowledge. Not only verbally, he makes them experience. He says, this is how you have to experience. To Yoga Marga. Tamo Guna Nivaraka Yanamaha. Such is the Acharya. The next nama is a very important nama. Bhagavate Namaha. Bhagavate Namaha. In Srimad Bhagavata, we have a shloka. Brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdyate. The Paratattva is called by many different names. One is Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan. This is the very important sandesha to the loka. Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavaniti Shabdyate. Bhagavan is a very universal word. Now, what is this Bhagavan? Whom can we call Bhagavan? We say Bhagavan Paninihi, Bhagavan Shankaraha, Bhagavan Shivaha, Bhagavate Narayana Yanamaha, Bhagavate Ramanujaya Namaha. We say all these words. Who are the people who can get this adjective called Bhagavan, or who is a Bhagavan? One who is having Bhaga is Bhagavan. One who is having Bhaga is called Bhagavan. What is this Bhaga? This Bhaga in Halayudha Kosha, in Medini Kosha, sorry, not Halayudha Kosha, Medini Kosha, we are having 13 meanings of the word Bhaga. I was referring to the Kosha today morning. So many meanings. Bhaga means Sampat, which means wealth. Bhaga means Parakrama. Bhaga means Mahima. Bhaga means Prayatna. Bhaga means Samarthya. Bhaga means Dharma. Bhaga means Moksha. Bhaga means Surya. Bhaga means Jnana. Bhaga means Vairagya. Bhaga also means Kirti. Bhaga also means desire. So many meanings. Now, how do we summarize this? There is a shloka which summarizes this. Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya yashasashriyah jnana vairagya yoschaiva shannam bhaga iti rana. This is a all these 6 qualities means Bhaga, and one who is having this Bhaga is Bhagavan. What is this Aishwarya? Purna Aishwarya. Aishwarya means here it represents Prabhutva and Sarveshwaratva. That is the Aishwarya it represents here. Where is our Acharya? What is the kind of wealth he is having? Is he having a bank balance? What are the assets of Shankaracharya? Something you should not question. Here Aishwarya refers to Prabhutva. Prabhutva is lordship. He is the Lord of knowledge. Sarveshwaratva. He attains the Sarvajñatva. He climbs the Sarvajña Pitha after he defeats everybody through knowledge. That is why he is Aishwaryasya. The Samagrasya you should take. Samagrasya you should take with all the other words. So Samagrasya Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya Viryasya, Samagrasya Yashasaha. Evam. So Sampurna Aishwaryam, Sampurna Viryam. One who can control. What is this Virya? One who can control others through his love, affection, knowledge, etc. Yashas, one who is famous by again knowledge, by the knowledge of Vedas, Vedangas, Shastras, etc. One who is Shriyaha, splendor. Splendor in the sense he is beautiful to look at. He is Tejasvi, which we saw just now. He is Mahatejase Namaha. So he is shining with splendor. Shriyaha, he is having all the prosperities. because he doesn't require any wealth at all. That's why he is rich. Jnana vairagyayos chaiva. Sampurna vairagya and sampurna jnana. So he knows all the forms of knowledge, philosophy, systems, etc. Philosophical systems. Purna vairagya. He is having sampurna vairagya. Nirmamatva. We saw that. Nirmamaya namaha, nirahankaraya namaha. Nirmamatva. These 6 qualities are called as Bhaga. So one who is having all these qualities is called Bhagavan. Bhagavate namaha. The other explanation which is given, this is a popular explanation for Bhagavan. The other explanation is Utpattim nidhanam chaiva bhutanam agatim gatim vetti vidyam avidyancha savachyo Bhagavaniti. One who understands the secret of birth and death. One who understands the purva sthiti of a particular jantu. Utpattim nidhanam chaiva bhutanam agatim gatim. One who knows the gati by his yoga shakti, by his shakti, one who knows the gati, the end of the person. One who knows the satya, asatya, he is called a Bhagavan. So, such is the quality which is required when you have to call somebody a Bhagavan. That is why the Bhagavata says, Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavan iti shabdyate. Brahma and Paramatma is called Bhagavan. He himself was Paramatma, Shiva avatar. So he is Paramatma. Bhagavate namaha. Bharati Jayatre namaha. Obeisance to Shankaracharya who won over Ubhaya Bharati. Yesterday we said when Mandana Mishra was defeated over 5 days, next 17 days, there was a Vada Vivada which took place. Now, during that Vada Vivada, there were questions on Kama Shastra which was asked by Bharati, Ubhaya Bharati. Now, Shankaracharya, though he was a Sarvajna, he requested for some time from Ubhaya Bharati, and later he won over her after that time. Again he comes back and she accepts the defeat, that he is a Sarvajna. Sharadahvana Pandita Yanamaha. He is a scholar, Pandita scholar. Obeisance to Shankaracharya, who is a scholar, who is an expert in invoking Sri Sharadamba. When Devi Sharada, which is Ubhaya Bharati, she follows him after Mandana Mishra became Sureshwaracharya. Ubhaya Bharati follows him. Devi Sharada follows him. She tries to leave the earth, but our Acharya invoked her by chanting some mantras and persuaded her to reside on the earth with her full power. In various kshetras. Sharadahvana Pandita Yanamaha. That is why this Nama is very famous for Shankaracharya. Dharma Vibhagagnya Yanamaha. One who understands the Vibhaga as to distinction. Vibhaga is distinction. What is Dharma and Adharma? Dharanat Dharma. Adharanat Dharma. Dashakam Dharma Lakshana. What is the Mimamsa definition of Dharma? What is the Shruti, Smriti, Purana definition of Dharma? What is the Veda definition of Dharma? What is Dharma? Dharma has got many connotations. You cannot, it's a non-translatable. So I would request you to go through dharmawiki.org to see what is dharma, because there is at least 50 pages of information in that website, as to authentic information in that website, which tells what is dharma. Now, this distinction between what is dharma and adharma was known to Shankaracharya, and he preached that to everybody, because that was his purpose of avatara. And all the mathas that he has established, they do the same work. They preach what is dharma and what is adharma. That is the kartavya of acharyas. Lakshya bheda pradarshakaya namaha. Lakshya bheda pradarshakaya namaha. Now, when Shankaracharya was born, there were various paths people were following for attaining their supreme goal. Some of them had moksha as the supreme goal, some of them had different objectives. Now, it was Shankaracharya who clearly showed to the people, see, this is the goal of this path. This is the goal of this path. This is the goal of yoga. This is the goal of Nayayikas. This is the goal of Dharma Shastra or Yoga Shastra. This is the goal of yoga. So he kept on telling how the Lakshya, the end goal, the ultimate goal, they varied with different paths. Because different paths were being followed by different people. But then he said, if you take up to Advaita and use these paths and come to Advaita and said Advaita alone is the supreme. So he gave an explanation that please use Pranava as your Dhenu, Atma as your Shara. Pranava is Omkara. Omkara as your, not Dhenu, Dhanu. Pranava as your Dhanu. Dhanu means bow. Pranava as your Dhanu, and Shara, which is the arrow. Atma as your Shara. What is your Lakshya? Brahma. Brahmagya. Brahma tal-Lakshyam uchyate. Pranavo Dhenuhu. Pranavo Dhanuhu. In one. Pranavo Dhanuhu. Sharohi Atma. Brahma tal-Lakshyam uchyate. Pranavo Dhanuhu. Sharohi Atma. Brahma tal-Lakshyam uchyate. Apramattena vedhavyam. How to aim vigilantly at the Brahman using the arrow of Atma and the bow of Pranava. This is what Acharya taught us. The other interpretation, some people say this, there were different paths showed by Acharya himself. Like, for example, the Nirguna Marga and the Saguna Marga. Nirguna Upasana and Saguna Upasana. He said both these paths lead to Mukti. Our Lakshya is Mukti. Now, Saguna Marga, in which you have Shanmata Upasana, Shanmata Devatanam Upasana. There also you can get Mukti. You can also practice the Nirguna Mukti. Nirguna Upasana and Mukti. So, Lakshya Bheda Pradarshakaya Namaha. He showed the difference in various paths leading to the ultimate goal. He showed different paths which had same goal as Advaita. He has asked all the devotees to aim vigilantly at the Brahman. You follow different goals, but you aim at Brahmajnana only. Using the arrow of Atma and the bow of Pranava. Pranava is the Omkara. This is how you should come to the Lakshya of Brahmajnana. This is exactly what Acharya told us. Nada Bindu Kalabhijnaya Namaha. He is the knower of Nada, Bindu and Kala. Nadancha, Bindu cha. kalam cha yaha janati nada bindu kalabhigyah. Now, what is this nada, bindu, and kala? Now, all of us know that the omkara is made up of akara, ukara, makara. And it has a dhvani, which is called nada. And then the bindu on the bindu, the circle. So, nada, bindu. One who knows the nada, one who knows the bindu, and one who knows the kala. What is this kala? This kala refers to, is explained in detail about the various manifestations of omkara, akara, ukara, makara. Nada bindu Upanishad, Dhyana bindu Upanishad. There are two Upanishads. In these two Upanishads, it's explained in detail. So, Nada bindu kalabhigyaya namaha. The Acharya who knows about Nada, bindu, and kala and is able to teach to his disciples. This kala also can be interpreted as nivritti, pratishtha, etc. These are some of the terminologies which is used in Vedanta. But we are not teaching Vedanta here. We are just teaching the subject matter of Ashtottarashatanamavali of Shankara. So, Nada bindu kalabhigyaya namaha. Obeisance to Shankaracharya who knows Nada bindu and kala. Yogi Hrit Padma Bhaskaraya namaha. Obeisance to Shankaracharya who is a Bhaskara. Bhaskara means sun. Now, where is this Bhaskara? This Bhaskara is enabling the lotus Padma to bloom. This Padma, where is this Padma? Yogi Hrit. It is in the heart of the yogis. Padma Kosha Pratikasham Hridayancha Pyadhomukam. This is what Veda says. So Yogi Hrit Padma Bhaskaraya Namaha. Now what do these yogis do? They practice Ashtanga Yoga, Raja Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga. All these yogas they are following. What happens to them when they are following these yogas? They face lot of obstacles. But when they see Shankaracharya in front of them, or when they meditate upon Shankaracharya in their hearts, what happens? Yogi Hrit. Immediately there is a bloom. There is an enlightenment. There is a path which takes them out of the obstacles. That is what this means. When you see a guru, immediately you tend to ask many questions. Or you don't ask questions. In the presence of the guru itself, all the questions will be answered. That was the experience for these yogis. That is why Yogi Hrit Padma Bhaskaraya Namaha. He is the sun who blooms the heart, the lotus of the yogis. Atindriya Jnana Nidhaye Namaha. Indriyanam Param Atindriyam. Atindriyancha Tat Jnanam. Atindriya Jnanasya Nidhi. What is this Atindriya Jnana? That Jnana which is beyond the sense organs. Brahma Jnana cannot be experienced by sense organs. The Dharma Sukshmas explained by Acharya cannot be experienced by Indriyas. So Atindriya Jnana Nithaye Namaha. One who helps you to experience the Atindriya Jnana by his knowledge. The treasure of Jnana beyond the senses. He is a treasure house of Jnana beyond the senses. That is the first meaning. He helps you to experience that because he is an Acharya. He has this Jnana in an undiminished way. His Jnana he doesn't forget his Jnana. So he is that person who will help you with Atindriya Jnana. He is a treasure house of knowledge, which is beyond the scope of our senses. Atindriya Jnana Nithaye. Nitya Nitya Vivekavate Namaha. Nityancha Nityancha Nitya Nitye. Nitya Nitya iti Vivekaha. Nitya Nitya Vivekaha Kasya. Asya Asti. He knows the distinction between that which is eternal and ephemeral. Eternal happiness. Ephemeral happiness. What is eternal? That which cannot be destroyed at all. Anitya is that which can be, that which is subject to destruction. Today you have this happiness, tomorrow you are not. Today you go and see a movie, you feel happy. Tomorrow, a similar movie you see, you will not feel happy about it. Because those happiness are temporary. What is eternal happiness? Different philosophers gave different opinions about the eternal happiness. Karnada, who was the propounder of the Tarka Shastra, he says Akasha is Nitya, Kala is Nitya. Not happiness, but he said Nitya. Kala is Nitya, Dik is Nitya, Anu is Nitya, Manaha. So he was telling various things as Nitya. Our Jaimini, he was telling, he says that Sarga is Nitya. But it was Shankaracharya who said, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. The Nitya Vastu is Brahman only. Brahma is eternal. Except that everything, Brahman is eternal, except that everything else is ephemeral, Anitya. Now, this discrimination he teaches very powerfully in his commentaries and through his shlokas. Nitya Nitya Vivekavate Namaha. Chidanandaya Namaha. One who rejoices in Chit. Chit means Jnana. He is always in Jnana state. He rejoices in Chit. Chinmayatmane Namaha. One who has realized that the Chit itself is the self. Chit eva Chinmayam. Chinmayam Atma Yasya Saha. Chit is the self. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Satyam Jnanam Vijnanam. Etat Sarvam Chit. Chit itukte Jnanam. So one who has realized that the Jnana is the Atma Jnana. Now this is something related to a story in the life of Shankaracharya. This Nama is not an abstract Nama or nothing to do with Vedanta. Parakaya Praveshakrte Namaha. Our Shankaracharya had yogic siddhis. He was a master of Yoga Shastra. He had this Anima, Lakima, all these siddhis in him. So through his Anima siddhi, he could enter the Sharira of a king named Amaruka, learn about Kama, and come back and enter his own body and join and defeat Ubhaya Bharati or Ubhaya Bharati in the Mandana Mishra Ubhaya Bharati Samvada. So at that time he preserved his body. He entered another body through Anima Siddhi and the king's body, and then he learnt about Kama Shastra, came back and defeated Ubhaya Bharati. So that is why he is called Parakaya Praveshakrite. Kaya is body, Para is another person. Pravesha, entering. Parakaya Praveshakrite Namaha. What does this say? He had the superior powers of yoga in him. That is what it is saying. Amanusha Charitradhyaya Namaha. Amanusha means not human, whose life is divine, who performed leelas, divine leelas. Amanusha Charitradhyaya Namaha. In the Charita of Shankara, we know of lot of leela. The Aryam Vijasati Daridra Nirmulanam. He invoked Mahalakshmi by singing the Kanakadhara Stotram and removed the poverty of the old lady. So there are such wonders in the life of Shankaracharya, which tells him he is an Amanusha. He is a divine avatar. Ashtavarshe Chaturvede. At the age of 8, he had mastered all the 4 Vedas. This itself proves that he is a divine person. Dvadashe Sarva Shastravit Shodashe Tavan Bhashyam. All these things show that he is a divine person. Amanusha Charitradhyaya Namaha. His life is a divine life. Kshemadayine Namaha. Kshema. All of us know what is Kshema and Yoga. Alabdha Labho Yogaha. Labdhasya Rakshanam Kshema. So Kshemadayine Namaha. What if something is not there with us, we try to acquire it. That is called yoga. And preserving what is already there with us is kshema. Now, people will always aspire for more yoga than kshema. But Shankara tells us that the eternal happiness and peace is in kshema. So he bestows such eternal kshema, which is happiness and peace, on the devotees, such that they do not lose anything that they have earned, be it jnana or comforts in life, anything. Such is the power of the Acharya. Kshemadayine Namaha. Ksamakaraya Namaha. People criticized Bhagavan Shankara during his life for all his activities, most of his activities. Some people were followers, they didn't criticize. Some people performed mistakes in front of him. He had this attitude of forbearance, patience. So he could forgive everybody. Being in Advaita state, he was not afflicted by any of those activities, any of those criticisms. Ksamakaraya Namaha. Bhavyaya Namaha. Patabheda is Bhavaya Namaha. Bhavyaya Namaha, who is the origin, who is very auspicious. Bhava refers to Bhavati Asmat Sarvamiti Bhava, who is the origin or source of everything. In the Ashta Pushpa Puja, Avaya Devaya Namaha, Sarvaya Devaya Namaha, we say for Bhagavan Shiva. Bhavaya Devaya Namaha. So, one who is the origin or source of everything. All things emanate from him. He is the source. What does it mean? He is the source of all kinds of happiness. How? By giving Jnanopadesha. That is why he is called as Bhavyaya Namaha or Bhavaya Namaha. Bhadrapradaya Namaha. Bhadra is auspiciousness. He is the bestower of auspiciousness. Bhadra. Bhadi Kalyane Sukhecha is the root dhatu. So even if Acharya gives you comforts by his Shakti, if you aspire for it, later it can even give you permanent happiness later also. So initially he will give you what you want, then he will give you the jnana, which gives you permanent happiness. So Bhadra represents the permanent happiness which is given through auspicious things, or the auspicious things, or the auspiciousness which Acharya will grant to us. Bhadrapradaya Namaha obeisance to Shankaracharya, who bestows the devotees with auspiciousness and Bhadra. I think with this we have completed about 70 names till here. We will see how we can go. In case we can finish by Friday, we will finish by Friday itself. If it goes for another class, then we will see how many classes we make. So I would request all of you to practice these names and enjoy the Shankaracharya Tattva, Acharya Tattva or the Guru Tattva. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु। सर्वेभ्यः नमस्काराः, सर्वेभ्यः राम राम राम। पुनः श्वः 11 वादने मिलामः। Let us meet tomorrow at 11 o'clock.